We gonna try this again, man. Stream tripping, YouTube hating on a nigga because they know I'm finna go in on this bitch. You feel me? So we gonna see how this one act. If not, I might have to do this on the laptop, man. And if I got to do it on a laptop, I may have to do it tomorrow in the morning because I'm outside right now. That's where I want to be. Smoke my weed, do my damn thing. You know what I'm talking about? But Snax on Sportz. We back with another one. You know what I'm talking about? I just tried to do this stream, tried to do this live 10, 15 minutes ago. But they hate. You know what I'm saying? You know they be hating on your boy. You feel me? They trying to uphold the legacy of this bitch, LeBum James. But check this out, man. You know, Russell Westbrook can't dress Brook. Westbrook, you feel me, has joined the Fakers, the Los Angeles Fakers this year. And it just hasn't gone well. It hasn't gone well this year. You know what I'm saying? So far, you know what I mean? We about, 50 plus games into the season. The Lakers just 3 games under 500. Niggas been in and out the lineup. This is the worst that we've seen Russell Westbrook play in his career. You know what I mean? For someone that's a, bona fide, Hall of Famer and all that, right? But and before the season, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people said that it just didn't seem to be a good fit. You know what I mean? Russell Westbrook going to the Lakers, teaming up with LeBron James and Anthony Davis and all that. Russell Westbrook needs ball in his hands. You know what I'm saying? He's not an off the ball type player, and LeBron James needs the ball in his hand too. You know what I mean? So folks said this wasn't gonna work and it wasn't a good fit. Not that it wasn't gonna work, but that it wasn't a good fit. You know what I'm saying? Now, that don't mean that it can't work, but as we've seen so far, this shit ain't worked, right? So with that being said, Russell Westbrook has gotten a lot of blame this year for, the team not living up to potential. Rightfully so. You know what I mean? He hasn't played like an all-star this year. You know what I'm saying? If you look at his numbers, you'll say, okay, the numbers is okay, but now being on a championship or what we thought is a championship contending team, his play and the way he plays is got a spotlight on it now. Not that it ain't never had a spotlight on it, but at least playing with LeBron James is more of a spotlight. You know what I mean? And that's what this damn live is about. Right? So, he's got a lot of the blame. Probably a little bit too much. You know what I mean? Probably he's probably gotten a little bit too much of the blame. If I'm being, he deserves a lot, but he's not the only one. LeBron deserves some too. Like they try to, this is what they always do with LeBron James. Like, oh, look at his numbers, and he's doing this at age year 19, age 37. Man, that shit don't matter. I don't give a fuck about your numbers. You 26 and 29 right now, bruh. So you're not playing well enough. I don't give a fuck about it. That's what he do. He trick y'all niggas. You know what I mean? Oh, well, look at my number. My numbers is good. You feel me? So it ain't me. Nah, it is you, nigga. The reason why it is you is because Russell Westbrook ain't a Los Angeles Lakers without your blessing, bitch. If LeBron James don't want Russell Westbrook, he not there. Period, point blank. He's there because LeBron James wanted him there. And this is the reason why I don't give a fuck how great of a player you is. Your job is to play, not to run the team and personnel and make personnel decisions. This is the Lakers did this to themselves by letting this nigga fucking run the team and shit, run the whole franchise and shit. So, with that being said, you know, if you look at Russell Westbrook, you know, he's gotten a bad rap this year. Like I said, it's warranted, but it's probably a little bit too much. He probably got a little bit too much of the blame. Some blame needs to go around. They need to spread that bitch around. AD and his cripple ass, you feel me? You know, he deserves some blame too. I'll tell you who deserves the least blame, and that's the motherfucker that they trying to get the most blame to, and that's motherfucker Frank Vogel. Yeah, he deserved the least amount of motherfucking blame because he ain't got no control over shit. I mean, the only blame that I would give him is you took this job knowing you wouldn't have no motherfucking control and no say so. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta. They gave you Russell Westbrook. Y'all think motherfucking Frank Vogel wanted West? Not that he don't want him as far as like he's a trash player, but man, that don't fit what he trying to do. You know what I mean? And they said, oh well, you know, it's very disappointing in Frank Vogel this year because that's what he's known for. He's a defensive coach, and you know, it's very I don't understand why nigga, just because he a defensive, he not on the fucking court playing defense, nigga. I mean, I don't understand what y'all motherfuckers like. Okay, he's a defensive minded coach. You got to give him some defensive minded players, some young players, not no old motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So that his philosophy can be brought to fruition. You can't give him the motherfucking players that he got and just be like, nigga, figure it out. Nigga, we know you got Melo, who don't play no damn defense. Russell Westbrook, who don't play no damn defense. LeBron James, who really only played defense for about 3-4 years out of his career. You know what I'm saying? That's about it. AD, probably about the only nigga. You know what I'm saying? But he's soft. So, look what... Hey, the Lakers played motherfucking Milwaukee Bucks last night. Nigga, Giannis, hey... That nigga Giannis on another level. Giannis is on another level. You know what I'm saying? I mean... He took AD lunch money last night. I mean, straight the fuck up. I mean, snatch his lunch money, man. I mean, AD. I mean, what's up, bro? You ain't no damn Giannis, bro. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let me get to the main point of this live, which is, and the reason why I'm doing it is because the latest example that we have is Russell Westbrook. Now Russell Westbrook is not a flawless player. We understand this. However, I don't believe he's as bad as a player as he's playing like right now. You know what I'm saying? And you know, my theory is that if you go back and look, you know, ever since LeBron James been creating all these super teams since the Miami Heat in 2010, if you go back and look at it, okay, my theory is, and what I see is that other star players around the league that end up teaming up with LeBron James, they always end up becoming a lesser version of themselves, or high level role players. in a way. And somehow or another, this nigga is the king, and he at the top, and he the reason why, and it's all because of him, and everybody else is diminished. And my examples for that, it's like I said, let's go through all these motherfucking super teams, and all of them is super teams. That's all the nigga be on. That's all he try to create. The super teams. Y'all forget the little nuance, all the little shit throughout the years, but I'm probably gonna go through it right now. Let's start with the Miami Heat, 2010. So Chris Bosh, LeBron James, and Dwayne Wade come together to form the Heatles. You know what I'm saying? They you know, they all joined up. Well, you know, D Wade was already there, but you know, and I had already won a championship, Finals MVP. You know what I'm saying? So he was already a champion before LeBron, but that's a whole different story. So, but no, actually, that's not a whole different story. That's part of that goes to my point. So let's start from there. Dwayne Wade, who had already won a championship and was the reason why, the main reason why. Yes, Shaq helped, but Shaq was it wasn't the same. It was still a very good Shaq, but it wasn't the prime Kobe Shaq, or even Orlando Shaq. You know what I'm saying? You know, he was a little older. You know what I mean? But D Wade was the driving force in that 2006 Miami Heat team that ended up beating the Dallas Mavericks in the finals that year. Avery Johnson was the coach of the Mavericks. They had Dirk. You know what I mean? A lot of the same pieces that was there in 2006 was there in 2011. When Dallas returned the favor, except for, you know, the coach. They have Rick Carlisle now, but so anyway, D Wade had already won a championship, Finals MVP. I remember that 2006 Finals vividly because I was working at this place called the Rikers Center. You know what I mean? It's the studio the recording studio I was working at, and they had a basketball gym up there. In the gym, I just remember after cause everybody everybody was, you know, how it used to be Jordan, Kobe. And now everybody was hitting the court like D Wade. You know what I'm saying? And I remember that because they was calling D Wade like Baby Jordan that year for what he did. Like D Wade became Flash in 2006. You know what I'm saying? Or I mean, like he that finals was I mean, he showed his ass. He showed his ass. They was down 3-2 in that series, I believe. I think they was down 3-2. And then they was down 3-2. Damn, what was it? They was down 3-2, and then also in game six, or was they down? No, they wasn't down 3-1 because that's the first time somebody had came back from a 3-1 deficit. And when Cleveland did it against the Warriors in 2006, so they wasn't down 3-1. I believe they was down 3-2, and then and then the game that they could have been eliminated in, they was down by like 15, you know what I'm saying, late, you know what I mean? And then from that point, D Wade just went on one, and just he had one of the greatest performances in NBA Finals history. D Wade's run in 2006. You know what I'm saying? So I say that to say D Wade was already established. Okay, he had already won a championship. Okay, so then let's go to D Wade, perennial All Star. You know what I mean? So he was that guy by the time um, him and LeBron James and Chris Bosh hooked up. Now, when they hooked up, that was 4 years after D Wade and the Miami Heat had won that championship. So the Miami Heat, they were no longer like, by the time he hooked up with LeBron, they were no longer like a great team. You know what I mean? They were like a okay team. They were floundering a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And they were still they weren't a bad team though, but they weren't like a championship caliber like team no more. So yeah, he probably needed some help, but he was already established. Regardless of whatever, he had already won a championship before LeBron. So then let's go to Chris Bosh. Chris Bosh, people forget, over there in Toronto, man. Chris Bosh is probably, if not for Vince Carter, he's the greatest Toronto Raptor in Raptor history. You know what I'm saying? Now I know Kawhi played for him that 1 year, so you know what I mean. But I'm talking about players that was there with Toronto. Now Kawhi brought him a championship, so that's more than being there for hella years and not bringing one. But still, I'm talking about players that was in Toronto. You know what I mean? And played there for consecutive years and helped bring the team from down here to up here. You know what I'm saying? Whether they won a championship or not. Vince Carter's Raptors did that with T-Mac. You know what I'm saying? And everybody they had, I believe they had Dale Curry at the time too. That was like 98, 99, 2000, 2001. You know what I'm saying? Around that time. You feel me? And then I believe Vince Carter ended up going to New Jersey, I believe. You know what I'm saying? Going to the New Jersey Nets. You know what I'm saying? And then a few years later, they drafted Chris Bosh. And Chris Bosh, I believe, came from, where did he come from? Wake Forest? But anyway, he was a great college player. He was a great high school player, great college player. And he was a great player in the NBA with the Toronto Raptors. 7 years before he got drafted by the Raptors. And because like I said, Vince Carter had left. So it was a few years there where obviously they Toronto, they had dropped. They weren't a good team no more like they was when in them years when in 98, 99, 2000, 2001 when they was making the playoffs, and they even went to the Eastern Conference Finals 1 year against the Philadelphia 76ers and Allen Iverson. I believe that was the year that AI and them went to the finals and played against the Lakers in 2001. You feel me? So yeah, but the Raptors. So after Vince Carter, the Raptors drafted Chris Bosh. That was 2003, I believe, because they all came out the same year. Bosh, Wade, LeBron, Melo, and they all got drafted in 2003, if I'm not mistaken. So drafted him in 03. I say by what? I'm just throwing out because I'm not, I'm just off the top of my head, but I say by about 05, 06, the Raptors was a playoff team, if I'm not mistaken, or at least like 07, and Chris Bosh in his first 7 years had made 3 or 4 All-Star. Like Chris Bosh was known, he was known as if not the best, one of the best power forwards in the league at that time. You know what I'm saying? Probably like right behind Tim Duncan or so, like Bosh was a great player. That's why it was a super team when they teamed up. You know what I'm saying? So Chris Bosh, like I said, not only did he turn himself into an all-star player, you know what I mean, with the Raptors before, playing with LeBron James, he had also, led the franchise back to the playoffs. You know what I mean? To where they went from being a bad team to making the playoffs again. So they was on the up and up. Obviously, they probably wouldn't have they would have never gotten over the hump. They never was that good, but they was good enough to at least be a team that could make the playoffs every year. You know what I'm saying? And be like a, 4th, 5th, 6th seed, you know what I mean, type of deal. So I say all that and set all that up to say both Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh were perennial all-star players when all of them linked up. That's why they had the big concert. That's why it was a super team. That's why they called themselves the Heatles. We can't look at it how we look at it now, and so that gets to my point. So they were star players. You know what I'm saying? Dwayne, superstar player. You know what I mean? And Bosh, I would say, in Toronto, he was a star player. You know what I'm saying? So they link up, and what happens? The first year they go all the way to the finals, but they end up losing to a team that they should not have lost to. I don't give a damn what nobody say. You know what I'm saying? That Heat team was better than the Mavericks. They wasn't supposed to lose. You know what I mean? What happened was LeBron, the Mavericks took that nigga heart. The stage was too big for him. You know what I'm saying? And once it got close, once the series got shaky, you know what I'm saying? Hey, he 4 consecutive what they say, 4 consecutive fourth quarters of no points or some shit like that. Like it was some shit. It was a collapse of colossal proportion. You know what I'm talking about? So that's what happened the first year. They lost to the Mavericks. Dirk Nowitzki spanked them niggas. You know what I mean? Bopped them niggas on top of the head. You feel me? And that nigga LeBron got punked by Deshaun Stevenson and Jason Terry and JJ Barea and Jason Kidd. Come on, bro. You supposed to be the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? So then that next year, what happens? Dwayne Wade gotta say, I'll take a step back. You be the forefront, nigga. LeBron with you, woo woo. And then and Chris Bosh, all you gonna be now is a spot up 3-point shooter now. You know what I mean? We ain't gonna use you in the same capacity that you was used in Toronto. You know what I'm saying? With the Raptors. You know what I'm saying? We gonna use you in the capacity of you just gonna be like a role playing ass spot up 3-point shooter now. And if you look at it, okay, my point being is that both Dwayne now D Wade started to have like some injuries. You know what I mean? His body starts to break down and stuff like that. But I'm just saying that to say both of those players, you know what I'm saying, ended up becoming somewhat of a not somewhat, they became a lesser version of themselves, of their star playing selves, of the players that they was before, teaming up with each other. You know what I'm saying? And so that to me proves my point, because they started, especially for Chris Bosh, you know what I mean? Like it hurt him the most. D Wade, he still was able to, at least still have some respect about himself. You know what I'm saying? And still, but it was still like a he Pippen and this nigga Jordan type, type thing, when it really should have really been the other way around, or just some all or some equal shit. Or I'm just saying it is what it is. Even if that's what had to happen to, to win a championship. If you're a star player and you go play with LeBron James, he's gonna get all the credit. You gonna get the blame. And Kevin Durant even said it. KD, everybody know I'm not no big KD fan, you know what I'm saying? But KD even said it a few years back. It's toxic. Not trying to hate on LeBron or saying like, but just from the media and how they cover, this nigga and every team that he owned, and all the dramatics and all the theatrics and all that. You know what I'm saying? Chris Bosh kind of became like a you know, like a player that motherfuckers stopped respecting, and that, players started in media or whoever started thinking they could just like walk all over the nigga. Skip Bayless started calling him Bosh Spice, and all that shit. So all I'm saying is, as a star player, if you go play with LeBron James, you become a lesser version of yourself for whatever reason. For whatever reason. I'm not saying what, now, so that's the Miami Heat. Now, if you on the flip side, I'm talking about the actual role players, they actually, enhance their game. From the Mike Millers and the Mario Chalmers and the the Deladovas and the J.R. Smiths and the Caldwell Popes and all that, and the cool, but the actual players that was actual stars before teaming up with them, they lose a little bit of their stardom for whatever reason. Now, I just gave y'all the Miami Heat. Now, let's go Cleveland Cavaliers. So now that brings me to this. There's always one exception in everything. You know what I mean? Nothing is 100% absolute. Okay? This is the second one I'm finna go to. Cleveland Cavaliers, after leaving the Miami Heat. There's always an exception to the rule. As I just said, and the one player, the one exception to the rule is Kyrie Irving. But there's a reason why. The reason why it didn't hinder, like teaming up with LeBron James didn't hinder Kyrie's game or make his or make him a slight weight lesser of a player than what he already was because every other player that I named was basically already established in the league as as like a bona fide all-star. You know what I'm saying? Every other one. Okay. Kyrie was the only one that was still a young player. He had what Kyrie had established himself at the time when LeBron James went back to Cleveland, which was 2014. And if I'm not mistaken, Kyrie was drafted in 2011. Kyrie was drafted in 2011, if I'm not mistaken. So he was there. He was there with. He was there with Cleveland for 3 years before before LeBron James ended up, you know what I'm saying, coming back to Cleveland. And what he had established himself, what all Kyrie had established himself at being is like a great young player, a great young phenom that's probably sooner or later going, you know what I'm saying, end up, making, multiple all-star games and all that. But if I'm not mistaken, I don't believe that Kyrie had made a all-star game yet. Maybe he had. I'm not sure. I know his rookie year he didn't. You know what I'm saying? If I'm thinking, let me see, if I'm thinking smartly, I don't think his sophomore year he would have made the All-Star game either. But so I don't believe he made the All-Star game, an All-Star team before LeBron got there. I may be wrong, but I don't think so. But anyway, all Kyrie had really done was, like I said, establish himself as, a young, great, dynamic player, a young lion that was gonna have a long, prosperous career. You know what I'm saying? That's what he had established himself in. But he wasn't like accomplished yet. You know what I'm saying? And his team, none of his teams had ever done anything, and he hadn't made no all-star teams yet. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why it didn't affect Kyrie as much, is because he just wasn't as as accomplished. It was looked at as LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Love coming together, and LeBron James is creating, Miami Heat Part 2 with LeBron James as himself, Kyrie Irving as D Wade, and Chris Bosh, and Kevin Love as Chris Bosh. You know what I'm saying? And that type of thing. So that was a super team. That was supposed to be a super team. We can't forget that. You know what I mean? His first year, the 2014-2015 year, that's what it was supposed to be. The Warriors won their first championship that year, though. Before KD, bitch. You know what I'm saying? And Steph Curry's first MVP season. So, yeah. So I'll just say that to say Kyrie is the one person out of all of these players, all of these star players on all of the super teams that LeBron James has been on, to where it didn't really affect his game negatively. You know what I'm saying? But let's go to that third member now, Kevin Love. Now, Kevin Love came from the Minnesota Timberwolves, where he didn't have much team success there. Okay? Didn't have much team success at Minnesota. Okay? But I mean, the nigga was putting up astronomical numbers, and he was a perennial all-star. He had made a few all-star teams. Like, this nigga was on some dominant shit. You know what I'm saying? Like putting up regular 30 and 17, 30 and 18. You know what I mean? Stroking it from 3. You know what I mean? Like Kevin Love was doing his thing, and now, as all of these years has passed, people like to look back on it and say, oh well, he was just doing that in Minnesota, and the team wasn't good, and this and that. Man, look, I remember when Kevin Love was on Minnesota, okay, because the Warriors almost traded for Kevin Love. We almost traded Klay Thompson for Kevin Love. And the only reason why we didn't do it is because we had Jerry West was in our front office at that time as a advisor. Okay, I remember Kevin Love was a hot commodity at that time. Like one of the he was Kevin Love, for a 2 to 3 year period, maybe even 3 or 4 years before going to Cleveland and teaming up with LeBron James and Kyrie Irving. There was a 2, 3, 4 year period where he was considered, and you could make the argument that he was a top 5 player in the league. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just people forget. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't forget these things though. I remember it. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kevin Love they wasn't saying, yeah, at the time, it was saying, okay, but this is the difference. At that time, they wasn't blaming Kevin Love for the team being for the Minnesota Timberwolves being a sucky ass team, because they always have been a sucky ass team. You know what I mean? Except for a few years with Kevin Garnett. You know what I mean? When they made the Western Conference Finals 1 year, and then a few of them other years they was like competitive or whatnot, but that's it. And anything before that, man, the Timberwolves was never nothing. So you can't put it on Kevin Love because he didn't have team success with that team when nobody else did. You know what I'm saying? So at that time, this is how the narrative changes. At that time, Kevin Love wasn't getting the blame. It was actually the opposite. Like, everybody was saying, oh, he's too good. Just like how they're talking about Damian Lillard right now and saying that, man, he need to get out of Portland. He need to leave Portland, man. You know what I'm saying? He wasting his career over there, and you know what I mean? He need to go somewhere so he can win a ring. That's the type of shit they were saying about Kevin Love. So people wasn't saying, yeah, man, he putting up all of these numbers, but you know what I'm saying? The team ain't no good. I'm not saying that nobody said it. Obviously, it was probably 1 or 2 people around, media members at the time saying it. But I'm saying the overall narrative was not negative around Kevin Love because the team wasn't having success. They was actually saying the team being unsuccessful is the reason why he need to leave and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, and to where now, if you look at it, now the narrative is because what happened is then he go team up with LeBron James, get on the team with him, and his production drop or whatever because he got to dumb his game down to be able to play with LeBron James. So this nigga, to prop this nigga up to look like he the fucking greatest of all time and all that other shit. You know what I'm saying? So now it gets looked at as, oh, well, he really wasn't that good. No, he was that good. He was that good. It's just that, y'all making it out that LeBron got to be the number 1 nigga. Why he had to be the number 1? Why Kevin Love couldn't be the number 1 nigga? Why Kyrie Irving couldn't be the number 1 nigga? And LeBron just, you know what I mean, still be, you know what I mean, 1B. You know what I'm saying? Run and run a team like Magic Johnson or some shit. You feel me? But so that's how the narrative changed. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it switched now to motherfuckers that don't know what the fuck they talking about, or it's LeBron James fans, or motherfuckers that just all the way forgot what Kevin Love was at that time and the narrative around it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a negative. They wasn't talking about him negative because the team wasn't doing, because the Minnesota Timberwolves wasn't good. They was actually saying, nigga, that's the reason why that nigga need to leave. He need to go somewhere else. He need to go, you know what I mean? He need to go win the championship, blah, 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 blah. So when he teamed up with LeBron James, it was like, they finna, you know what I mean? So, and then, his game suffered because LeBron gotta have a fucking ball in his hand all the fucking time. So now Kevin Love ain't in the post as much. Like he's just not able to be like free flowing, all the way free flowing how he was, you know, when he was with the Timberwolves. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like his whole run with the Timberwolves. He just wasn't able to be free flowing like that because LeBron need the ball in his hands. You know what I'm saying? And Kyrie got now. Obviously, some of that is expected because everybody got to take a little bit of a little bit of a step back and sacrifice a little bit, kind of like how the Warriors did when KD came. And it's a whole different story, but it's a false narrative around that. Like KD did everything, and it was beneficial for everybody. And KD took us a little bit of a step back to, like, they try to make us like, yes, Steph Curry is one of the most unselfish superstars of all time. What he did, just like Dwayne Wade, he took a step back. Nah, nigga, he ain't take no step back. If anything, everybody took a step back. You know what I'm saying? He took a little bit of a step back. KD, took a little bit of a step back and sacrifice. Draymond Green. I'm gonna tell you one motherfucker that didn't take a motherfucking step back. Klay Thompson. That nigga ain't taking no step back for nobody. That nigga ain't taking no motherfucking step back. Nigga, I'm gonna get up my motherfucking shots. Yeah. That's what it's gonna be. So, but in a sense, everybody had to sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's just another example. The Cleveland Cavaliers. Look at Kevin Love. Go back and look at what he was in them few years prior to joining LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Go look at his numbers. Look what he was doing. Go look at his how many All-Star teams he made. You know what I'm saying? And shit, go back and look at the footage. People are, oh well, the team, the team wasn't doing shit. What the fuck that mean? He's still playing NBA talent. He not playing his own fucking team and shit. You know what I mean? He doing this shit against other NBA teams with other great players. You know what I'm saying? You can't take that away from him. And it's just, he wasn't really that good. Yes, he was that good. Yes, he was that good. If he wasn't that good, LeBron James wouldn't have wanted to play with him. You know what I'm saying? He fucking shipped Andrew Wiggins out of fucking town, nigga, to put that shit together. And what happened? It didn't work. It didn't work because the motherfucking Warriors came through, bopped them niggas over the head and won the championship. You bitch, you. That shit didn't work. Punk motherfucker. So I don't want to hear nothing about no injuries, none of that. Every year, the team that win a championship is always a little bit of, you got to have a little bit of luck en route to a championship. Every team, in every sport. I don't give a fuck. So I don't want to hear nothing about no injuries and news. I don't want to hear none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because if we gonna do that, we got to do the same thing in 2016 when Draymond wasn't there. You feel me? Because he got suspended because of that bullshit. You feel me? So I gave you Miami Heat. I gave you D Wade and Chris Bosh. Games both suffered. Once they teamed up with LeBron James. I went to the Cleveland Cavaliers. I gave you Kevin Love. His game suffered once he teamed up with LeBron James. And I gave you a reason why Kyrie's game didn't suffer. It's because Kyrie he hadn't made no All-Star teams. He was a good player. You know what I mean? He had shown it. He was getting ready to make some All-Star teams and shit, but the team just hadn't done shit yet. The thing how Kevin Love was able to make All-Star teams is that he was doing it. He was able to show for at least 3-4 years and that what he was doing, and then the numbers that he was putting up. It's just you couldn't deny the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you just couldn't. You had to put that nigga on. He was just putting up astronomical numbers. You know what I'm saying? Like, so go back and look at that. But he had his moments with Cleveland, but for the most part, his game suffered. You know what I'm saying? And so then I gave you the Kyrie situation. So now we go to the Lakers. Okay, the nigga go there, want to ship all them young bulls up out of there. You feel me? Get all them niggas up out of there, Lonzo and Josh Hart and Ingram and Julius Randle. Got all them niggas up out of there. You know what I'm saying? You could use some of them motherfuckers right now, boy. But you had to get them up out of there. So that's first thing. Then let's go Anthony Davis. It's no different. Anthony Davis with the New Orleans Pelicans, he was being talked about as a bona fide top 5 player in the league. Bona fide. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and the New Orleans Pelicans had made the playoffs a few years, a year or two. Not, they hadn't made no deep runs, but they had made the playoffs. Okay? Anthony Davis, you know, they was talking, they was talking about him like how they talk about KD right now. And like, you know, top 2 or 3 in the league. That's what Anthony Davis was. You know, that's what y'all said. Y'all said that. That's what y'all was saying. You know what I'm saying? Before I'm doing something right now. Before, you know what I'm saying? Before he came to the Lakers, y'all was saying this man was a top 2, 3, 4 level, you know, one of the best players in the league. That's what y'all was saying, man. So you go team up with now he was still kind of known as being soft though. You know what I mean? Getting hurt and shit, but he was like, I remember AD with it wasn't that long ago with the Pelicans. Like he was another one that was like them numbers he was putting up in them games, man. You know, 40 and 15 and like he was him and Giannis. He was Giannis before Giannis on the defensive end too. I mean, he's still a good player and still a great defender as well. But now what it seemed like has happened is with LeBron, with Anthony Davis, it's like he's comfortable in the number 2 role. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like he comfortable, you know, with like with LeBron, like he comfortable in that role. You know what I'm saying? And because of that, it's like he just lean on LeBron now. You know what I'm saying? He don't got that same like that. Like he's not, he don't give it his all every single night like how he used to do in New Orleans with the Pelicans. You know what I'm saying? Like it just, some nights he just ain't there, because it's like, I don't know if they, you know, if they think just because they won that little rinky-dink ass championship in 2020 and that bubble chip, that I give you credit for half. You know, I mean, that's a half a chip to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's, you know, because of that these niggas felt like they didn't arrive to, you know, like, I'm good now. I won my little championship, man. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, but for whatever reason, Even last night, okay, he once again, like, at the beginning of the year, I knew he was gonna get hurt, but he just came back from injury. I already knew he was gonna get hurt this year. I said at the beginning of the year, bank on AD, Anthony Davis, AD, always Dean. Bank on him getting hurt at some point of the year, every year. It's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna happen, and it's gonna be for anywhere from a 10 to 15, maybe 20 game stretch. You know what I'm saying? He gonna get hurt. It's just what he do. So he had one. He's had one of those already this year. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully he don't get hurt again, but it's highly probable. You feel me? But you got that situation with the nigga always getting hurt, and to me, he not looked at as that same player no more. He's a lesser version of himself. Like my point. Like he's a high level, high ranking like role player. You know what I'm saying? Really, it's really like LeBron James, and then then it's like LeBron James A. Then Anthony Davis is B. When really it should be 1A, 1B, or really this is at the point where really AD should be doing what Giannis is doing right now, and letting LeBron kind of like be the second nigga now. You know what I'm saying? So he can like ease into his little last few years or whatever the fuck. But AD just like, nah, bro. You know what I'm saying? LeBron James, you LeBron James. You gonna be LeBron James. I'm gonna be the second nigga. I'm gonna, like, it's not this, like, I mean, everybody can see it, man. Anybody can see it. If if you watch the game, you watch AD right now, it's not the same AD that was with the Pelicans. It's just not. You know what I mean? It's not the same, like, intensity. It's not the same, energy and just, you know what I mean? Just hard level of play. You know what I mean? And just going out and just busting niggas' ass every night. Just putting up them numbers that, like I said, man, AD was, hey, man, with the Pelicans, man, that nigga was like on some dominant shit. Like what Giannis be doing type shit. Like just dominating, you know what I'm saying? And AD don't dominate nothing now. He just don't. You know what I mean? He ain't no old player. He's the one that's out of all them motherfuckers that's like, he still like should be like he in his prime. AD what, 28? You know what I mean? 27, 28 or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. You know, so that's AD is another one. If you look at it, he teamed up with LeBron James, and like I said, I'm just saying, for whatever reason, each reason, it could be different reasons for all of these players, whether it's Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Kevin Love, Anthony Davis. It could be any reason, you know what I mean? Why, but the common denominator is LeBron James. Yeah, that's the common denominator. You know what I'm saying? So you can look at LeBron James and say, hey, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you can look at Anthony Davis and say, hey, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. For whatever reason, he's not the same level player. He's not the same level player. That he was. You know what I'm saying? For whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, hey, it's up to you to determine the reason why. I'm just giving you, hey, star players become role players with LeBron James. That's my only point. And so as in closing, You know what I mean? As we bring it all the way 360, you know what I mean, or 180 or whatever the fuck. You feel me? And we bring it all the way back to who I started with Russell Westbrook. You know, Russell Westbrook. You know what I'm saying? First ballot Hall of Famer, averaged a triple double for 3 or 4 years. Something that hadn't been done since Oscar Robertson, and Oscar Robertson only did it one time, I believe. And that was like 40, 50 years ago and shit. You feel me? And this nigga came and did it. And then did it another 2 or 3 or 4 years after that. You know what I'm saying? I give him it's a great feat. However, we know that man was. I mean, I always seen through the triple double shit, bro. Once that nigga start getting all them triple doubles, I'm like, okay, that's what his main goal is, to get triple doubles. You know what I'm saying? Like, his main goal is to get triple doubles, because it's no way that you just stumbling into all them fucking triple doubles. Nah, you don't. You're not just stumbling into that like that. You know what I'm saying? You purposely going out there, and it's on your mind. You know what I mean? It's premeditated. You going out there trying to get the stats. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's. I play basketball, bro. Like, you can't tell me otherwise. I'm not saying he wasn't trying to win at the same time, but winning wasn't more important. It may have been as equal as important. You know what I'm saying? But winning wasn't more important. You know what I'm saying? I got to get this triple double. Yeah, for sure. And what happened was, he started to that's what it started to be about. You know what I mean? For him, just getting triple doubles, and you know what I mean? And I think that he started to let that go to his head. You know what I'm saying? So then you go from OKC to Houston with James Harden. That didn't work. Then you go to Washington. Now, for me, I think he should just stayed in Washington, because he need to be somewhere like that. He either should have just stayed in OKC, or you know, you should have stayed in Washington, because it didn't work. It didn't work with James Harden like that, because it's kind of like the same, with the Lakers. It's like neither one of them niggas is off the ball players, James Harden or Russell Westbrook. Them is players that need the ball in their hand. They ball dominant. They not off the ball players like Steph. So who can be on the ball or off the ball? It don't matter. Them niggas gotta have the ball in their hand. Otherwise, they standing around. Period. Point blank. You know what I'm saying? Westbrook may cut every here and there. You know what I mean? Cut to the ball, grab it. You know what I mean? But for the most part, he need the ball in his hand. So to me, he should have stayed in Washington. You could have built something with Bradley Beal, and y'all could have been a team that, hey, make the playoffs every year in the East. As a 6, 7 seed, 8 seed. And just do it like that. Because coming to the Lakers, what coming to the Lakers has done for Russell Westbrook, it has exposed all the flaws in his game that was being overlooked by the fact that people was just enamored by the fact that he getting all these triple doubles. Fuck the fact that the team, yes, in OKC after KD left, OKC was still a okay team. They were still winning per se, as far as like, they were still making the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? But they never got past the first round. You know what I'm saying? And you see, like, you see where the franchise was going. You know what I mean? So they said, all right, we got to get up out of this and get from up under Westbrook now and just start all over. You know what I'm saying? Once KD left, it was just time to start all over. Now they rolled the Westbrook thing for a little minute, the triple double thing. You know what I'm saying? Just because that was exciting for that year after KD left. You know what I'm saying? And then, but after that, it's like, all right, the triple double thing ain't exciting no more. So you know what I mean. And so he go to Houston, and that's supposed to be. But all in all, overall, Russell Westbrook before coming to the Lakers was still seen as, you know, one of the best players in the league. Maybe not a top 5 player. No, at one point, when it was him and KD, and probably even the first 1 or 2 years after KD, you know what I mean? He was in contention for, like, people said he one of the top 6 or 7, maybe 8 players in the league. You know what I'm saying? So he maybe wasn't that no more. Maybe he was like, but before coming to the Lakers, I believe he was still considered like maybe top 15. I'm saying look at it before. I'm not saying look at it how it is now. I'm saying before he came to the Lakers, before we know anything about anything that didn't happen this season. You know what I'm saying? When he was on the Wizards. Okay. And I think that's kind of like the time where he started to, they hating on your boy again. But yo, anyway, even though I think that even though I think that Westbrook should have still stayed in Washington, you feel me? You could still, I think that was last year was with Washington was kind of was still kind of like one of the, like the first year where you kind of started to see, all right, maybe Westbrook is kind of like starting to kind of like go down a little bit, like not go down, but like start to exit his prime, so to speak. You know what I mean? But he was, but not to the point to where it is right now, to where he's playing how he is right now with the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, to me, definitely he would have went before this year. He would have definitely gone down as one of the top 15 to 20 players in the league still. You know what I'm saying? And just look at it. I'm just saying. Just look at it. For whatever reason, playing with LeBron James has severely hurt his game. You know what I'm saying? And I know some people say it ain't just playing with LeBron James. He being exposed. Blah blah. Yeah, that's true. That's true too. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, for whatever reason, that's all I'm saying. The title is Star Players Become Role Players with LeBron James. That's my only point. I'm just giving you the names of the motherfuckers that I mean, we got receipts, fam. Like I said, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Kevin Love. Let's start it over because the lights went off. Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Kevin Love, Anthony Davis, Russell Westbrook. I mean, and like I said, Kyrie Irving, I gave y'all the reason. Kyrie, out of all of these players, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Kevin Love, AD, and Russell Westbrook were all like bona fide perennial all-stars already. You know what I'm saying? Kyrie is the only one that wasn't. Even though we could see that his talent was all-star caliber before he played with LeBron James, he hadn't made no all-stars yet. No all-star teams or nothing like that. So he was, he was just, and like I said, if he made it that third year, which was his last year before LeBron James came, I apologize about that. I may be wrong, but even at that, that's still only one. You know what I mean? Not only one, but I'm saying he still wasn't as accomplished like that. You know what I'm saying? So he wasn't as accomplished, and the rest of them were. You know what I'm saying? The rest of them were. The rest of them had been either star or superstar level players for 3, 4, 5+ years or more. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, man. I just wanted to, you know, do a topic about that. I come up with, little random topics and all that shit, and it's just something I was thinking about because I'm hearing and seeing all of the backlash that Russell Westbrook is getting. Can't dress Brook, you know what I'm saying? Wearing them dresses, boy. Why you wearing them skirts? You feel me? But I'm seeing all the criticism that he getting, for the lack of success of the team. And I just think that he's getting a little bit too much of the blame. But it's rightfully done. Now I'm not saying he don't deserve some blame. He definitely deserves some blame, because the nigga playing like trash. You know what I'm saying? But I believe it's not a good fit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't play with everybody. Everybody can't play with LeBron James. Like I said, Kevin Durant said it a few years ago. It's toxic. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just think everybody can play. Nah. You know what I'm saying? And most superstars, you know what I mean, that most superstars that play with LeBron James, I just gave you all of the names, they are no longer superstar level players anymore. They might still make an all-star game or two because the team is good and we know what they was, but they production go down. You know what I'm saying? And it just they just not that same level player no more. Now I know some people say, "Oh well, at every stop LeBron James has been to, and he's won a championship and this and that and blah blah. So it was all worth it in the end and this and that blah blah." I'm not saying that has nothing to do with what you know what I mean. First of all, you know what I mean. Hey, some of them championships is flawed than a motherfucker. I don't give a damn. Y'all can say I'm hating. I don't give a damn. It is what it is, nigga. This nigga go manufactured ass championships, nigga, to trick niggas into thinking that he better than what he really is. Not saying, I mean, yeah, he's all time great, but I think he's still, hey, y'all know my take on that. But you know what I'm saying? That's besides the point of, you know, have he won championship? I mean, he should have won way more championships than what he won. Yeah, you say, okay, yeah, he got 4. Yeah, but yeah, he lost 6. You lost 6, nigga. So, and 2 times your ass got swept. Didn't win not one game. Fuck out of here, man. So, man, it they got swept 2 times, lost the final 6 times. You know what I'm saying? And that's beside the point of really what I'm saying. Anyway, my point is that a lot of these players, these star players that why are they not able to be as dominant as they once was when you know what I mean when they play with LeBron James? Why they game gotta suffer? Why his game don't suffer? You know what I mean? Because he a selfish bitch. That's why. Because he got to be the reason why. He got to be the, you know what I mean? He got to be the reason why this nigga, or why, why they won and this and that. He got to get all the credit. It's sad, man. So that's what it is, man. I just want to I just want to do that and just let niggas know what it was, what it is. You know what I mean? What it ain't, you know what I mean? And all that, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, man. Hey, closed case, man. I just, you know what I'm saying? I just dropped that knowledge on y'all. You know what I'm saying? And just gets, and I mean, I'm just saying. Now this gonna come back up again. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna come back up. So, you know, it's just one of them things, man. Just for y'all to think about. Just something for y'all to think about. You know. Um. But yeah, man. You know, y'all consider that, man. You know what I mean? Russell Westbrook deserves some blame. Yeah, he deserves some blame. But it's like all the blame going to him. It was some going to AD at first before he got hurt. Then the nigga got hurt and got all the smoke up off him. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't came back. And since he didn't came back, he been playing good. You know what I mean? So he think he done got the smoke up off him now. But yeah, I think that game last night woke it back up. What Giannis did to that boy. You know what I mean? Yeah, you been doing all that shit against, you know what I mean, some boo-boo niggas, man. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, man, do that shit against Giannis, bro. Giannis ain't having it. Bopped your ass on the head, boy. Smacked you in the back of your shit, and you ain't do nothing. Y'all niggas was on the bench, sad, crying, all type of shit. Russell Westbrook coming over there, pat niggas. It's gonna be alright, man. Don't even worry about it. Talking about I'm giving words of encouragement. You ain't giving no damn words of encouragement. Can't dress Brook. You just trying to make a scene for yourself, nigga. You know what I mean? And cause you mad cause you wasn't in the game. So that way after the game, when they ask you about it, you can be like, yeah, well, I was just trying to give them some words of encouragement, cause, I was just letting them know, you know what I'm saying? I wish I could help y'all, you know what I'm saying? But I wasn't in the game to help, to help y'all, but hey, that wasn't my call, you know what I'm saying? These niggas be crazy, you understand me? Like Frank Vogel, if I was Frank Vogel, I'd be, man, get me the fuck up out of here. I don't even want to coach these bitches no more. This some bullshit, you know what I mean? I'd rather coach some young niggas or something, man, because this shit right here, you know what I mean? Shit, if I'm gonna put up with this shit, nigga, we need to be winning. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to put up with this shit. I could put up with this type of shit with you know what I mean, with a young team. 3 games under 500, nigga, with LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis, Carmelo Anthony, Dwight Howard. You had Rajon Rondo. You got Malik Monk, Trevor Ariza. I mean, goodness gracious. And y'all niggas can't do nothing. Y'all niggas losing to the Houston Rockets and the OKC Thunder. Boy. But Snax on Sports, man. I'll be back with another one. Y'all see what I'm saying, though. You know what I mean? These star players, man. Hey, you a star player in the NBA. Don't go play with LeBron James. Don't go do it. don't go do it, nigga. Don't go play with LeBron James. Your game gonna suffer. You know what I mean? Yeah. You gonna start playing like the motherfucking like them niggas in the first Space Jam. You know what I'm saying? You gonna start playing like them niggas, you know what I mean, that lost their game. You know what I mean? When them niggas suck their game out they body, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I forget them niggas' names, but yeah, the Monstars, you know what I'm saying? When the Monstars took them niggas' game, yeah, that's what that's what happened when your ass play with LeBron James, nigga. You get sucked away, your game gets sucked away, nigga. That nigga's the Monstar. You know what I mean? Take your motherfucking game away, nigga. And give it all to his motherfucking self so he can get all the motherfucking credit. Stankin' ass, bitch.